Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about, well, 50 random facts. 50 random facts Sunday. And yeah, let's get to it. I'm really excited to talk about this. And yeah, let's get to it. When was the first iPhone created? It was created in 1849 by this Italian inventor named Anani Mazzinci. I can't really say his name, but his name is on the screen. Number 2. When were dinosaurs discovered? So British fossil hunter William Buckland found some fossils in 1819, and the fossils were then started getting named in 1824. And the first dinosaur fossils they found was a megalosaurus. 3. How many monarchy countries are there in the world? There are 43 countries. Denmark, England, Spain, Canada, etc. Most deadly virus. It is said that HIV is the most deadly virus. You were thinking the Black Plague. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually HIV. And in 1960, it had 75 million people affected and killed 32 million people. And that was only in 1960. But nowadays, 2020, there are over 30 million people affected, but still very deadly, and you should be very cautious from this disease. 5. Best schooling in the world. We have Denmark, Finland, Sweden, and more. America is considered one of the top also, but here's the difference. Those countries I just named has free college for everybody, but America, you still have to pay for college. So that's why America is a little bit below. How many people have been in space? Not orbit, not in the atmosphere, but space. 562 people. Wearing my NASA shirt. How many people have died in space? 15 astronauts, 4 continents have it on the screen, and 3 construction people from Apollo 1 when they were launching something. They were still out front and Population of the world, 7.8 billion people. 9. How many oceans are there in the world? There are 7 oceans. Odds of getting a scholarship, 1 out of 10, which is pretty surprising. The size of Mars, 4,213.3 miles. How many planets are in our solar? How many planets are in our solar system? 8 planets. The odds of finding a planet that's inhabitable for humans is 10% of all planets are inhabitable. Because right now, as we are advancing in technology, like for Mars, we can have our suits on. We can slowly create an atmosphere on Mars, and also then we can add trees to it and slowly make it where we don't need suits. So we'll be able to figure out how to make a planet inhabitable, at least 10%. Highest paying job in the world, not counting like a CEO or boss of a company, is a lawyer. There we go. Across the world. So I can't speak today, I'm sorry, but you get my point. Average salary in the USA. It is $31,000 a year. It has decreased. Countries that have free college, 24 countries. How much America spends on their military? $934 billion on their military. If they did, let me give you a perspective of how much money it is. If you combine 80% of the whole world's military spending, America would still be higher. Population of China, 1.39 billion people. When will India pass China? It will be 2024. But not even counting Bangladesh, which was also used to be part of India, with a population 161.4 million people, which of 2018, which is incredible, and much other Middle East countries as well. Number 1 school subject people struggle in America is math. How much of the world deals with depression? 1 out of 6 people in the world deal with depression. So we're saying 1 to 2 billion people. GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So what this is you know how in foods, when they say it's like genetically modified, that's basically it. Now I'm gonna explain it. So a lot of people think it's a bad thing, but it's actually not. Scientists genetically modify organisms, GMOs, to help people, and they don't genetically modify it to hurt us. They genetically modify it to help us in our body. So the foods that are genetically modified are actually good for us. They're making it good for humans. School shootings in America. Now, There has already been over 170 school shootings this year. Now let me give you a big perspective on that. So Europe this year only had 50 school shootings, all of Europe, including Russia, which is very little compared, well, somewhat little to compare to 170. And America, like, if you look at the graphs, many years in a row they have had over 100 or even possibly over 200. Not possibly, has over 200, and it's horrible. How much money does a YouTuber get exactly for 1 million views? It is ranged from $300 to $2,000. You would think it'd be much more, but it's actually not. How long does it usually take a YouTuber to get to 1 million subscribers? It takes 3.6 years averagely. 6. How many books should you read a year? At least 30 books a year, or in other words, 30 minutes a day. Why high schools make you learn a language? They want to prepare you for high school and the future. If it gives you better job opportunities, if you're invited to another country, and if you know the language, then it works out well. Also for college, you want to prepare for your college because you also have to learn a language in college as well. And it's good to know because there's over 6,000 languages out there, so it's important to learn them. Okay, why are there lots of bad teachers? And when I say bad teachers, I'm talking about like the pedophiles, which I actually have dealt with recently, or just teachers that are generally just horrible at teaching or don't even care about their job. Why we get those type of teachers is because, one, teachers don't really make that much money. So try not to be offensive here. Like, we're not getting the good people. Like, to be honest, if I was honest, if a teacher would make $70,000 to $80,000 a year, I would definitely become a social studies teacher or science teacher for sure. But it just doesn't make enough money for me to go into it. Average word per minute on the computer is 38 to 40 words per minute. How much the human body is worth? It can be worth up to $45 million, which is incredible and insane, if that gives you perspective. Solar energy. Solar energy is basically we get energy from the sun and bring it through solar panels, and solar panels convert it to electricity. So we're not creating any pollution, and it's a clean source of energy. And it's actually pretty good. How many trees are cut down a day / a year? Over 50 to 100,000 trees are cut down a day, which means 3 to 7 billion trees are cut down a year. We don't know the exact number. If we knew the exact number, that would be incredible. And it's like, nah. Percentage of the world that is obese, 13%. Side effects from pollution. The side effects from pollution is you have lung problems. Your body doesn't fight infections as well from all the fog and pollution. It increases temperature in the world also from CO2 and methane that builds up the greenhouse gases and makes it where we hold it in heat longer. Why are there very few left-handed people? The reason why is left-handed people were considered evil, bad by many, many countries. Some people were trained to be right-handed, and then many people were killed. The word sinister also means left side or left-handed. So they really did consider it a bad thing. So only 10% of the world is left-handed. I'm giving way more about 50 facts, but why not? Why the heck not? Why are there so many languages? There's so many languages because, well, if you think about it, the world is decently big. I mean, if you're counting like planet-wise, it's like but the world to us is big. Now, there's hundreds of different cultures, hundreds of different countries that formed and then died and went back and forth. Now, there's over 6,000 languages in the world like that were ever created. Now, each language, like how we communicate, is formed differently from the environment and from people. Like German, I'm learning German right now, is somewhat like English. Like languages just form differently. It's weird, but it's quite fascinating. Average IQ for people that work for NASA. Oh yeah. Now actually, many people are saying NASA wouldn't even really take the test because IQ doesn't really matter. It just tests like how good you are at problem solving. Now, people that work there, people that are just making guesses say like their probably IQ is 120 to 130, which are all good guesses, and I bet that's probably true. When was anime created? It was created in 1963, January 1st, and it was on the screen there. That was what it's called. What is NATO? NATO is a lot of Europe countries, USA and Canada combined in this defensive pact / alliance. Now, the reason why the alliance was made, it was created in 1949 because the whole German World War II and World War One, and they didn't want that to happen again. So it was like a non-aggression thing, and also to stop the expansion of Russia. And countries that almost took over the world. We have England that took 20% of the world. We have Rome that took most of Europe and Northern Africa and some of Asia. And we have Mongolia that took most of Asia, all for different time spans. How many cups of water should you drink a day? 7 to 8 cups. Who is the smartest president or leader? Right now, Angela Merkel, IQ is 178, and she is a German chancellor. Definition of a liberal. Now, liberals, that term and that word is taken in the wrong use, because the actual definition is being open-minded to new ideas or opinions. So if you're how people usually think it is, a Democrat and a liberal, they're basically saying, okay, they're a Democrat, they believe in free healthcare, gays are fine, but also they're open to the other side, Republicans or independents. They're open to hear their side and their point of view. Now, people say it in a wrong term, which I have dealt with before, and I just felt like saying, and I teach people as well, what is the actual term of this word. How many people die of cancer a day? 1,660 people die. China's prediction on their economy, they will pass the US in 2030. Highest average IQ is Singapore of 108. Lowest IQ average for a country is 69 with Ethiopia. College is not free in America. Universal college is not free, and they need to be able to pay for the education, books, and all that, so people will learn. What odds of having blue eyes? It's 1 in 6, so you have a 17% chance of having blue eyes, and the world is 17% chance of 17% of the world has blue eyes. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Man, I spent hours on this, but it was definitely worth it. Definitely informational. I love making these videos. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hope you guys like my new look. I got a haircut, shaved, nails cut. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. One fun fact about me is I can now write with both hands. So there.